Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video, and instead of doing a tutorial today or a guide or a PvP video, today I'm going to be talking about a hot topic going on in Undawn, which is not a usual thing to happen. But recently, it turns out Undawn has been getting a lot of buzz and a lot of attention on social media, which is the first time ever. Even on release of the game, it didn't have any attention. Undawn's release wasn't really the best, and that's what we're going to be talking about actually, is the release of the game. And there's this article that came out, and its headline was Will Smith zombie game no one has heard of bombs. And it talks about the release of the game and how behind the game there was 300 developers, more than 300 developers, and the money put into the game was $140 million budget, and the game only made in revenue $287,000. So once this was made public the other day and it was released, IGN posted on Twitter 2 different times with the same headline and a link to the article, and it's exploded. There's a lot of likes, a lot of comments, and a lot of people very curious as to what the hell is going on with this game. A game backed by Will Smith with $140 million behind it, and it flopped. Nobody even heard of this game is what a lot of people were saying in the comments. And I just have to say, like, it sucks. That's the truth, and it sucks. The game's release was not the best. There wasn't marketing. There wasn't any, like, push on the game towards the audience. And when the game released, there was a lot of issues. And even now, when you start out the game, if you start fresh, you can see there's a lot of issues in the storyline just from the beginning with, like, the audio, the voice lines, and just the progression of the story with the character models maybe messed up. You can see there wasn't a lot of effort put into that. But I will say, with this game, when you get to mid to end game, you will start to see the beauty. There's a lot more to the game than just, you know, the Will Smith storyline and the beginning, the tutorial. You know, there's always more. And in Undawn, you will start to see, as you play the game, you'll start to see a lot of the PvE and PvP modes, the dungeons that you can do, the strongholds, the community games that you can do, where you can join a camp of 100 players. You can join, like, it's like a clan. It's called a camp. You can join with 100 players. All your homes are near each other. You basically live in a neighborhood, and as you play, you can play different events with them, with all 100 players, and play as a community together. Like, you develop your own little thing, you know, and you play with 4-man groups and different, like, events and different missions, and there's just things that you can do daily. And they constantly update the game, where they add new missions, they add new hard modes for, like, you know, the top players when they struggle, and there's server-wide things where, like, they have competitions. So with this game, I mean, it's going in a direction where it should be. A lot of people will argue that this game is pay to win, and it's not really well, but it's free to play friendly. So an argument that people are having is free to play or pay to win. Like, people want to get in this game, and they want to know if it's pay to win or free to play. The game is very much, well, lenient on the pay to win aspect. There's a lot of things that are pay to win in this game, but nothing is hidden behind a paywall. There might be one or two things, like being able to get one of the upgrades on your swords. Like, every single 10 levels it resets, and then you can pay to get, like, fire on one of your melees, or electricity, or you can get a toxin on it. You don't need that, and it gives you, like, 400 power rating on your power, like, on your profile. Rating is how much power you have, is how strong you are. That's, like, your gears, how much damage you do, and all that. All your stats add up to a certain rating, and that's all that adds to it. And it's not really a big deal to have that. So, like, something like that is the only thing that's behind money. There might be, like, one or two other things, but it's nothing game breaking, and it's nothing very different from, like, the free to plays. It's nothing, you know, it's nothing that you would want to quit the game over. But as a pay to win, like, people talk about whales, and there's other games that, like, you know, whales expend, like, tens of thousands of dollars to be stronger than free to play players, and there's, like, no way you can fight back. And this game is very team based. So as you work as a team, even if you're free to play, if you have like maybe one pay to win, you can still take on a whole another team of pay to wins. And there are modes where there are free to plays that can fight on equal footing to pay to wins. There's the 4v4 mode right now that is out where it is completely balanced and the free to play players can fight against the pay to win. And I myself have taken on people who are fully decked out, full pay to win, thousands of dollars put into their accounts, and you know, still able to take them on even on a free to play account. Like I can hop on a free to play account that's at 50,000 power and go into training match, and then I could fight somebody who's like 100,000 and still beat them. It's still possible. And when it comes to Undawn, other modes that come in the future, we have the leaks from the Chinese version. There are going to be more modes that are come out where they are free to play friendly in the PvP. So, I mean, this game does have a decent looking future. The next few months still is playable. From a year from now, I feel like the game will be good a year from now. But I can't say or promise that. But the next couple months, we know that the game is looking good. At least 6 to 9 months. In terms of is the game is dead or alive, I would make the argument that the game was never alive if you want to argue that it's a dead game. Undawn started out at a peak of 8,000 players. That is not amazing. It's a complete flop. And you can't say the game was ever alive at that point. But I would like to say, me personally, I would say the game is doing okay. The game is at a very stable condition right now. This month was the first month that Undawn didn't go down on the charts for Steam, which is the first time it's ever happened, which is a good thing. It's not amazing that like we've been losing players since its release, and that we haven't been gaining players more than we've been losing players. But I mean, that's just the downside of the game. Like the developers or the company, the studio behind it, they didn't really advertise or push the game out like that. It seems like most of the money went into fucking Will Smith and, you know, the graphics and the PvP and PvE, and that's really it. There's not the story, not fixing bugs, adding like new game modes frequently, like, you know, getting out updates, communication, managers, you know, developers being communicative with the players. None of that. Advertising, none of that. Events, you know, Twitch drops, events on YouTube, sponsored streams, helping creators out, none of that. Like, we've lost in terms of that. And I can't speak too much on it, but we've definitely lost. Like, it's decreased. We did have some stuff at some point, but we lost it. And that might be because the game underperformed, but how can you expect the game to perform if you don't market the game and try to push out to get a bigger player base? So it is what it is. I mean, that's just how they handled the game in the beginning, and it seems like they're handling the game better now. I mean, recently for global version, we just got an event announced. I don't even know if it's happening, which is kind of crazy, but it just got announced. And when I asked the developer about it, they weren't even sure how it's happening and what the event is gonna be on, like what game mode it's gonna be. But I guess at least we got an announcement. So, but like, you know, that's something. We got an announcement for an event at least. We haven't had a single event in like 6 months since the game released. Like, you know, we had creator events, and this is the first time we're gonna have player events in global version. Global has never had player events. We had creator events where us content creators played exclusively for rewards, but now we have players playing for that. And I'm not sure if it's even happening. So we'll see. But Garena version is another version of Undawn. It's basically the same game but ran by different devs with like some differences. And they have tournaments every season where they get like a million RC prize pool. And RC, $150 is equal to like 10,000 RC. So you can imagine how much is 1 million. And that's their prize pool. And that's what their version does for them. So global version, I don't know what the developers are up to, what they're planning, but they need to step it up. It's really an issue that us players on global are not being supported, and I'm pretty sure global is more populated than Garena because Garena has less servers and most of their servers are merged up together. Global version, our servers are merged as well, but not all of our servers are merged. We still have separate lines. So that's pretty much it. That's really the topic that I wanted to talk about. The game is at a steady condition right now. Like it's doing okay. It's not doing well. It's not doing terrible. It's at an okay place right now, and I'm satisfied. I'm not happy. Like, the game could do better, and it's gonna do better, as we can see. So I'm satisfied with the game right now. And for the new players who are trying to check out the game, I would say when you come into this game, play it casually. Enjoy the story, get through it, get to the mid to end game, and then start playing the dailies and the missions, the strongholds, and completing your character out and meeting people and getting through the community and just learning about the game itself. And then you will start to see the beauty of the game, and you will enjoy the game, truly. There's also the Discords and the Facebooks that you can get into. There's private ones as well. You could get into mine, where people are communicating and talking every day and helping each other out every day in the game. And it's really nice. It's really lovely. It's fun. It's enjoyable. There's a lot of nice people in the community. Really nice community. But that's pretty much it. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'll be releasing more tutorials and guides on different missions that we have to do, some PvP tips and stuff, and how to build up your characters in the future. I'm back to uploading dailies because I got my new PC. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope the new players enjoy the game, and hope you guys have a good day.